and the DPWH, which is under the president. No?
So too much, too little. Too much in terms of yung corruption dahil $10 billion, hindi rin 10 billion pesos, pero too little in terms of at least indications of a movement towards accountability, Justice?
Yes, well, yes. This is I think this is the greatest corruption scandal in Philippine history. You're reaching already a trillion peso, and the it happened during his watch, uh, and nothing. There's nothing to show for that that people are being prosecuted. It's still in the initial stages. So you expect his numbers to go down at this point.
Justice, newly installed, newly appointed Ombudsman Remulla said that mga isang taon siguro ang tinitignan nila for filing of the cases, putting together the cases. Is that reasonably, is that a reasonable time frame, Justice, in legal, within the legal universe, but at the same time, given the politics, and parang iba yung timing ng politics, iba yung timing ng ano, di ba? The legal world. I mean, how do you see that? Is 1 year too long, too short, just enough? How do you see that?
Well, he was, I think, referring to the trial in the Sadigang Bayan, that the trial will be finished, and probably, at least from at the level of the Sadigang Bayan, there will be a decision. Well, it's rather very optimistic, but it's still doable uh, with respect to cases involving ghost projects. Because if the case involves ghost projects, it will progress quite fast because, of course, it's easy to prove. I mean, uh, there's no there's no construction at all.
There's
So
easy to prove
and
because there's nothing to prove.
so even the defendants cannot present anything because it's a ghost project. Uh, but when in other cases it might take longer than 1 year now. So the 1 year is very optimistic, but it's possible, doable with respect to ghost projects.
Thank you for that, Justice. Obviously, the politics is like, like the timing is also important from a political standpoint. I wonder, like, how can Ombudsman Office reassure the Filipino people that is moving in the right direction, like, or in general, state institutions, like, kamusta Justice yung situation ng mga Diskaya because they're not even showing up dun sa ICI, di ba? What the heck is going on? Parang ayaw man lang nila magpakita. And then of course there's also this debate about restitution as well as of course retribution. Like can you discuss that aspect, Justice, and what are your concerns and what are if anything encouraging signs?
Well, the Discayas are not showing up anymore because they're not getting what they want. Uh, they are not being accepted as state witnesses because they are not revealing everything, and they will not surrender their ill-gotten wealth. No, so it's hard to justify accepting them as state witness while they keep all the loot. And you're talking of billions, tens of billions, or hundreds of billions of pesos here. So they're probably the most guilty here. But for certain, uh, they are not the least guilty. So very hard to accept them as state witnesses. If they reveal everything and return everything, probably they could be accepted. But that's not going to happen the way I look at it. And the disguise are probably also banking on the people who are supporting them, because if they talk, then these politicians will be exposed, and they, they they will be included. So the Biscayas are probably hoping that they will be protected by these people who could be dragged into the cases. No, but I think it's they correctly assess that they will not be granted state witness status.
I feel bad for them. Kasi Justice, marami tayong mga Diskaya diehard supporters na it sounds like DDS too, right? Like na andito and they're saying, bakit naman nagfo-focus masyado tayo sa mga Diskaya? They're just pawns in this scheme. Are they just pawns, Justice? In what sense are they not just pawns?
Ano yan, they're not,
Pawn. Hindi lang sila ano lang, parang hindi lang sila ginamit ng mga politiko. Parang ginamit lang daw sila ng mga politiko eh. Hindi naman sila talaga yung masterminds. In what sense they are victims of manipulation and power struggle of politicians.
well, it takes two to tango. So, uh, well, they could be equally, in my view, they could be equally guilty as congressmen, the senators who made the insertions, because that's really the start of this is the insertion, because without the insertions there will be no project like this. So they could be equally as guilty as the members of Congress who made those insertions, because as the witnesses stated, the district engineers testified that they knew that these insertions will only be allocated and bidded out if they get the consent of the congressmen, the senators who made the insertions. I mean, that was the understanding. So, uh, and I think that's the understanding in the DPWH, in the DBM, in Congress, and even in the office of the president. I mean, this will not happen without the understanding, that kind of understanding among the for these four agencies of government. So uh, they're probably banking that they could bring the house down if they. So they expect to be protected by these people.
Just as so far, of course, itong corruption scandal na yan ay mga sangkot dyan or yung mga sabihin natin symbols of itong scandal na to. Marami sa kanila malapit sa presidente, some of them more than malapit sa presidente, some of them lost very high level positions. But if you think about Zaldico, for instance, it's intriguing because last time I checked, Zaldico also had very good projects under Digong, right? There are all of these pictures of Zaldico and Digong back in the day. His company Sunwest had very, very sunny days during the Digong time. I wonder why yung mga kaibigan natin na DDS, they tend to like have an amnesia about how Zaldico was juicing it also during Duterte's time. How is Zaldico a kind of a BBM creature when in fact he was really rising through the ranks during Digong's time?
Well, he's the epitome of a of a businessman, politician who will attach himself to whoever is in Malacanang, whoever is in power. So he will always be there because his objective is to get contracts to to ensure that there is a budget for there is a budgetary allocation for his projects, whether these projects are ghost projects or not. No? So that's the nature of contractors who have become businessmen, who have become legislators. I mean, they don't care who is in. They don't follow any ideology, any political line. Uh, they just carry favor with whoever is in power.
And the more corrupt those in power, the closer and the thicker the carry, the juicier the carry. Wala akong sinasabi, of course, justice. But no, I mean, I want to go into a couple of interesting cases, especially including Sara Duterte's. Finally, my explanation pala siya sa confidential phone niya. Medyo delayed reaction. But going back to this, Justice, can we remind everyone what was the track record of Digong pagdating sa fighting what he said? A whiff of corruption. Last time I checked, some people got not once, not twice, three times reappointed. Hindi ko na kailangan pangalanan itong mga tao na to. They can just Google three times reappointed during Digong, even though may corruption scandals, di ba? How strong is Duterte's record in fighting against what he said poetically, a whiff of corruption, Justice Carpio?
Well, he had a lot of people uh, who had already a questionable record. He appointed people who were not qualified, like Michael Young as his economic advisor, and He retained people. He took them out of customs and gave them another position in government. So uh, he's not exactly exemplary in this regard. Uh, and Sarah, I think,
Not
came up with a
exactly exemplary, Justice Carvio. Like sounds like how Justice Ascuna would explain certain legal. Not exactly. Justice para may ano, diplomatic skills tayo.
well, yeah, Sarah came out, VP Sarah came out with an explanation how she spent the confidential funds. She said she used it in her department when she was a deputy secretary to to ferret out those involved in the computer scam. But this is detective work, and I don't think that they had people who who were qualified to do that. She should have given this task to the NBI to do it. How could she have been doing this on her own, doing detective work? No, so it's quite strange, and uh, she has to show results of this detective work that she did on the computer scam there. So, uh, but there's another issue there that, in fact, the Isang Bayan filed a case before the Supreme Court saying that there is no law authorizing the allocation and use of confidential funds by these agencies, civilian agencies, and the Constitution requires a law for that. The the EO of President Duterte then is not sufficient because it's not a law. So uh, I think that explanation is very weak.
Parang ano ba, usurpation of NBI's military intelligence. Like, just to be clear, I think sinabi niya, there were many reports of corruption inside the Department of Education, not just in the central office, but also the regional offices. Malawak daw ang corruption. Kaya they needed siguro daw itong confidential fund. Quote, so whenever there are reports, we will investigate. And one of those we investigated was the laptop deal. So yung pala, she did us a favor, Justice Carpio. We had to give her hundreds of millions of confidential funds so that she gets to the bottom of this laptop scandal in Department of Education. Just as, it's very interesting, no? I mean, galing siguro ng staff ni Sarah, no? On one hand, may Mandarin interpreter sila, 'di ba? Yung siguro na practice pa nila yung Jessica, I don't know if you've asked your Chinese Mandarin speaking friends. Sabi nung isa, she did Mandarin like when you do French, tapos binabasa mo lang yung words without the, it's like, hindi parang Bordeaux, you say Bordeaux. Parang ganun daw nangyari. Parang ang galing ng staff niya, no? They do NBA work, they do DFA work, they do military intelligence, ibang klase. At ngayon, sinama pa tong a 1 year delayed explanation. But my goodness, just as Formali issue is finally coming back. I was always shocked. You mentioned Michael Young, by the way. I'm not saying they're related, but maybe they are. No, I mean, Formal issue. Pwede ba ibalikan ng ombudsman yan? Because this was just like 4 or 5 years ago, right? So pasok pa rin dun sa statute of limitation and all. Like, how
Yes,
serious was the Pharma scandal?
yeah, it's still it is not prescribed. It takes about 12 years, 17 years to for that crime to prescribe. Now, and simple lang yun eh. In the family issue, we purchased Sinovac vaccines, di ba? Uh, and Indonesia and Thailand also purchased Sinovac vaccines, and they published their prices, the price at which they bought all of these Sinovac vaccines from China. But the Duterte administration has refused to disclose the price at which they bought the Sinovac vaccines because if it's very high compared to the prices that Indonesia and Thailand paid, then may problema. I mean, who pocketed the difference, no? So up to now, we don't know how much the Philippine government paid for these vaccines, Sinovac vaccines. And I have friends who went to the Supreme Court asking the Supreme Court to direct the DOH to divulge, to reveal the prices of these vaccines, and there has been no action so far from the Supreme Court. So now that there's a new ombudsman, the new ombudsman can just ask the DOH, give me the prices at which the Philippine government paid for this, because I will get also the prices that Thailand and Indonesia paid, and you can see there could be a vast difference. No, see, it's very easy to put to rest this speculation that there was an overpricing, because in Thailand and Indonesia bought their Sinovac vaccines also from China, and they publish their prices, and their prices are more or less the same.
Interesting. And also they got it ahead of us. I think we also were behind
Yes, yeah.
even Zimbabwe, ganon. But the reason I mentioned that is because Digong always tried to frame the relationship with China's special relationship. The way they talk about yung mga vaccines, parang libre yung vaccines. So baka naman just they didn't wanna reveal the price kasi baka mabuking na hindi pala freebies ang binibigay ng China. Baka na-hurt lang sila for China's soft power, hindi kaya.
Well, if the price is low or about equal, they would not stonewall. They would just reveal it, and that's the end of the story. But if you're not revealing it, then you're hiding something. It's so I suspect that they cannot reveal the price because people will complain. How come it's so high? Nobody will complain if it's low.
Nasaan si Duque, by the way? I mean, he would have been at the center of all of these things, right? He would have known it. I mean, whether it's the Farmali scandal, vaccine prices scandal, all the budget that were cleared during Duterte under, basically no transparency, zero transparency conditions. But I mean, back in the day, just nakakatakot mag-question ng gobyerno eh. Pwede ka ma-cyber libel agad eh. I remember those days. They were scary days for anyone who would criticize any aspect of the government's policies.
Well, I remember Secretary Duque then saying that it was President Duterte who approved the transfer of the funds from his department, DOH, to the DBM for DBM to purchase these vaccines. So there was a transfer of funds approved by the president, because on his own he cannot transfer it. He has no power to transfer the funds. So he stated that it was the president who authorized it, although the President Duterte, did not expressly say, yes, I authorize it. So that's the other thing, because if the prices of Sinovac, the prices at which we paid for this are high compared to the prices that Thailand and Indonesia paid, and it was President Duterte who authorized the transfer of the funds, then he was part of it from the very beginning. No?
Now, I know Duterte is basically...
Because remember, this special purchasing body in the DBM is a separate unit under the office of the president. It's actually it's the president who appoints and supervises this DBM unit. It's there in the charter. So it was the president who ordered the transfer of DOH funds to this unit under the office of the president, although it's called DBM something. And so whatever those people did was with his upon his authorization. No? So it's you can really close the loop here.
Close the loop here. Pero naka-archive na si Digong sa ICC. So paano? Does it make sense? Hindi ba parang ano yun? Beating down na... No, but it's about chain of command, dodginess.
Yeah, we just have to find out what happened, because then we know who got the money if there was an overprice. No?